Alright, we are back. We're talking about the last two films in this Short Scope set that I've got, which I love. I love a set. We're first going to be talking about Martial Arts of Shaolin, which does sound like the most generic title for a for one of these movies. It's one of these ones that's like, the Martial Arts of Shaolin. You're like, okay. That tells me nothing. I can't understand it. This one is... So, this one definitely you can tell that we're later on in this era with the Shaw Brothers, in that this one definitely looks a lot. Because it's like... Yeah, I don't think... As far as I'm aware, everything is shot on location, whereas before you'd get these kind of the very samey sets that would be used across a lot of these kind of movies. This one I'm like, oh no, I don't recognize any of this. This is all shot on location and looks very spectacular, kind of. I'm like, oh. Like that kind of, just like, wow, this looks really good. And I was kind of taken aback by it. Let me just pull up, I'll just go pull up some details in the movie. There we go. Because it's also known as Shaolin Temple 3 Martial Arts of Shaolin. But is one of the... Is it the only one or one of the few that has Jet Li in it? So it's a Shaw Brothers film with Jet Li in. There we go. Don't want to put the second part where it's just like, here's a do. But, yeah. This one is quite enjoyable. I think there's certain things where I'm like, to get to like the kind of three main characters, I probably would have liked to get there a little bit sooner in terms of plot, because you have like your main character played by Jet Li, and then you kind of have two other characters who kind of hang out with him and are kind of a bit of a foil, and they get into kind of some very silly antics, and I'm like, this character's kind of quite a bit silly, kind of a bit of a joker here, hangs out with kids, just like, yeah, he has some friends, he's kind of just friends outside of the Shaolin, and it's one of those things where I'm like, it would have been better to maybe introduce them a little bit earlier. Just a little bit earlier in the film. Like, at least for me personally. Because then you get the three main characters. I think they would have been bounced off, whereas I think it's like halfway into the film you actually get to see the other two kind of main characters. I just got a film here, I'm just going to quickly have a look at that while I just let go. Because there's a little bit of setup and you're like, okay. But it's just like, the kind of setup is... It's alright. There's definitely there's some huge stuff in... I don't know what the, like, square is, but it reminds me of, like, the kind of very big, grand place in, like, Mulan, that kind of Emperor's style place, and you're like, whoa. Whoa. Like... And they kind of just go, yeah, well, look at this, we spent a lot of money. Okay, so it's maybe about 35-40 minutes into the film where you actually get one of the other main characters. And it's not until, like... Yeah, okay, around the same time you get the other main character. It's like, okay, would have liked it a little earlier, personally. Or just have them kind of introduced in the background. Or introduced... parallel to this one, where it's like, you know, you get to meet these main characters. Maybe it's just me overthinking it, but it's just like, would like a bit more. But I think this one is, yeah, it's very silly. It's only like an hour and a half, so if you get, it's one of those ones where I'm always like, it's an hour and a half of your time, it's pretty chill. And yeah, it's not much, because a lot of these ones you can get very violent or something. This is very much a kind of comedy, a little bit silly, a little bit more silly. There is some blood and stuff, but overall it's a little bit more silly and a bit more fun. Not too much where it distracts from it, but just enough where you're like, yeah. But what I like to do with these is I like to read the plot, which I have in my book. I got my book. My book of many things. I like to just read through the official... Jeez, I forgot the official synopsis for some reason. It's just dense. I don't know why. It's not that dense a film. It's really not. I don't know why it's so dense. Okay, well let's read it. So spoilers. I will say I do like the main villain in this. He kind of reminds me of like a Chinese Brian Blessed. So yeah. Anyway, let me read the plot. But again, I don't know why it's so dense. But yeah, we'll talk about it. So there we go. The story begins in the Imperial Palace. An official hastenings out after an audience with the Emperor. He is hurrying to rescue his colleague and friend who has been framed by Lord He Shu, who has been sentenced to death. However, he is too late. His friend is executed before he can intervene. He confronts Lord He Shu and is killed as well. Many years later, the children of both the mother. Well, many years later, the children of both the victims have grown up. One is Xingming, who was taken to the North Shaolin by his mother, which I don't remember seeing that really explained that way. The other is Sima Yin, who took refuge with her uncle Fan Ren at South Shaolin. One day, news spread that the officials from all over the country are going to congratulate Lord Hisu, who on his coming birthday. Simultaneously, Xingming and Sima Yang make plans to use the occasion to take their revenge. Faran is worried about Sima Yang, so that he asks the best student in the South Shaolin, Zhang Hui, to help her out. During the birthday celebrations, Hisu's defenses are slack. Xingming seizes the opportunity and draws his dagger, but Sima Yang's arrows get there before him. However, Lord Hisu's guards shield him from the arrows and the assassination attempt fails. In ensuing fighting, both Xingming and Sima Yang manage to escape with Cao Weng's help. 8 kung fu experts are sent to go after them. As the exit to the city is blocked, Xingming takes Sima Yang and Cao Weng over the Great Wall, then down to the river. Finally, they reach safety, and Sima rescues her female altair. Both men are stunned by her beauty, and Zhang Ming notices a silver bangle that she wears on her ankle, which is the same as his. He asks her about this, and realizes that they were pledged to each other by their parents when they were infants. As Xingming is a monk who dares not disclose the truth to her, Sangwei is in love with Sima Yang and misunderstands Xingming. He sees him as a rival. Finally, the three are discovered by North Shaolin guardian monk Xing Ren, and as Xingming has broken the temple rules, he is taken back to the temple. Xingming is punished with 3 years of penance, but he wants his revenge, and he's worried about Sama, so he breaks the rules again and escapes. In the meantime, Shiren and the pole monks are escorting Master Wulu to South Shaolin for a meeting. Xingming disguises himself and goes to the South Shaolin ahead of Master Wulu. He finds Zhengwei there, but Fareng's already left the temple with Sima Yang, and as he's afraid they might have been discovered, by the time Xingming and Cao Weng find them, Faren's been killed and Sama's been captured and is prisoner aboard Hisu's ship. The two men try to rescue Sama, but encounter 8 kung fu experts and Hisu. At the same time, the North Shaolin guard monks and the South Shaolin students come to their aid. The situation changes eventually. They kill Hisu before they part. Singman gives his silver bangle to Zhao Wei. When Sima Yang comes to say goodbye, Simang's already left with Shiren to return to the temple. And basically, just goes, "Here you go, have this bangle." And then she goes, "Oh, you have the bangle. I am wed to you." Blah, there we go. Yeah. I don't know if she was already in love with him at all, but she was like, "I've got to marry the person who has the bangle." And so I guess they get married instead, rather than the person she was pledged to marry. So yeah, overall I think this one's definitely a fun one. It definitely looks good. There's some really big set pieces, a lot of extras, a lot of performers, and you're like, wow. Like, the start does take a little bit though. It's just like the start does take a little while to get going. Right. Okay. I almost don't need the opening where see the guy with the piece of paper going, "Ah, I've got the thing. They're pardoned. Oh no, they're dead. Oh no, I am also dead." I kind of almost don't need it. Because I feel like you could have established these characters a bit better. Because I honestly missed the entire thing that they were the children of, like, they talk about the revenge plot, so I always assumed to the main character, like, each character, but I'm just like, I kind of missed that. And maybe that's just me, because I'm not very observant, which could be the case. But yeah, this one's definitely a good one. It's definitely a fun one. I mean, just really enjoyable. And like I said, it's one of those ones where you can, even if you don't give a shit, just sit back and look at it because it's very pretty. It's a very pretty film. I very much enjoyed this one. I don't really have any bad things to say about it. Other than what I've already said. Okay, I have a few bad things, but overall, generally, it's enjoyable. I would watch it again. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Next, we're going to be talking about, once he finds it, ding, ding, ding. It's the Barefooted Kid. So join me for that. I think this is the only film in any of these films I've done that is in the 90s, from the 90s. So look forward to that. But for now, I say, live long and prosper. Bye for now.